Brian Bailey, great offensive lineman for the Demons in some of their greatest seasons. And this is Monday Memories, where we reflect on some of your favorite memories of your Northwestern sports experience. Brian, talk about it.
Well, I remember my senior year would have been back in 1997. Our team wasn't necessarily the best team in the conference. We had a lot of blue-collar players, and the thing I remember most about it was the fact that we were a tight, cohesive group, a big family group. We all got together, we did things together, we hung out together, and we went through a lot of trials and tribulations. We had some players that had some deaths in the family, and we had one of our players, LaDan Thomas. I believe his house burnt down during the two-a-day season, and so we didn't have an easy, clean two-a-days. But we kind of rallied around and kind of leaned on each other to get through those tough times, and it made us stronger. And we started out the season with a couple of wins. We lost some pretty bad, and really wasn't sure what the season was going to hold for us. But the seniors kind of got together and rallied the troops, and we ended up rallying off about maybe 6 or 7 straight wins, and ended up sharing the conference championship. And it was one of the first ones in several years coming together. And that probably sticks out the most is the fact that those guys, a lot of guys don't stay in contact with each other when they leave Northwestern. And I believe that the friendships that we have here at Northwestern, some of them are long-standing, and I could say today a lot of those guys off that team, whether they're black or white or Hispanic or whatever, we still stay in contact with each other. Even today, that's what been 14 years or so. We've got guys living in Houston, and we've got guys living down in Lake Charles, and of course I live in Longview, and my roommate's in Pittsburgh. But about every 4 or 5 weeks, I'll get a phone call that pops up from David Jones or Archie Robinson or somebody like that, and those things just you spend about 10 or 15 minutes reflecting on where you've been and where you've gone and what we were able to accomplish. And those are kind of things that 30 years from now we'll be back here at Northwestern in homecoming or here in football games, and picking up right where we left off. So it's been pretty special to me the time I spent here.
That last game right here in Turpin Stadium for the conference championship against Stephen F. Austin. Talk about that night, the night the goalpost came down.
Well, it was a game we had to win. I remember Jeremiah Trotter spent some time in the NFL. He was a linebacker, and they had a kid by the name named Pat House, and a good wide receiver. And I can remember going into the game. It was obviously every year Chief Caddo, whether you're 1-10 or 10-1, that's a very important game. And it's usually, if it's at home, it's usually senior night. But it was one we had to have if we were going to go off into the playoffs. And it was a tough game. It was a lot of hard week of work and preparation, and a lot of film study. And the coaches, I'll say back then, Coach Goodwin and Coach Miller, Blake Miller, and those guys, they just it was just another day at the office for them, and they were able to help us keep a level head and try to just keep us focused. And we went into the ball game, and there was a lot of elation after it was over with. And I think the student body and the fans, where we were excited. They maybe there was some doubt on whether or not we could even do it, but it was a very exciting memory, and it's something I won't forget.